of talent that had a little bit of a rocky start is the Golden State Warriors. Now they're on a bit of a tear that they've actually overcome two 20-point deficits against the Lakers and the Clippers, LA's finest. So where do the Warriors sit for you in the Western Conference?
They're still a little bit middle of the pack. I mean, look, I'm not convinced that they could beat the Lakers or Clippers over 7 games, but Steph Curry is so much fun to watch. Like it is a joy to watch him play. The other thing you've got to remember, and I think that teams are remembering this the hard way and finding out, there are championships built on the Steph Curry, Draymond Green pick and roll. And they would normally have Klay Thompson or somebody working off the ball. Now it's Andrew Wiggins, a little bit of a step down. Nonetheless, that is an incredibly difficult play to stop because of Draymond's playmaking ability. We all know what Steph can do. If you make a mistake on him, he's just hit the game winner over Anthony Davis. He is going to make you pay. But when he hits that little pocket pass and you've got Draymond Green right at the nail, right in the middle of the free throw line, he's picking you apart. He's either scoring or he's finding the open guy or finding the cutter coming out of the dunker spot or whatever it is. His decision-making makes that so tough to stop. And even elite defenses like the Lakers struggle to stop it. They're going to be a handful when you get them in the playoffs. I don't think they can beat the elite teams 4 out of 7, but man, they're good. And by the way, it's just fun to have Steph Curry back, isn't it? Isn't it fun watching this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I love watching Steph Curry. I think with the Warriors, you're right in the sense of they're not defensively, they're just not there. They're dropping 30 plus points a quarter, in the first quarter. You just can't do that against a team like the Lakers, because it's one thing to come back 20 points once, right, in prime time. It's one thing to do it twice, but to build your whole, livelihood off of coming back, being the comeback kids, that is not, and believe me, that's not an enviable position, right? So from my perspective, the Warriors just need to continue to improve, and they've done that, which if you're a Warriors fan, that's an extremely hardening thing. Every time they get on the floor, they get better. Every 5 games, you're looking at this team, you're like, wow, this is a much better team than 5 games ago. And I think that's what Steve Kerr's whole idea was, right? You have a lot of young guys, the guys who want to prove themselves, new guys like Oubre, who are going to be playing critical roles for this team in the absence of Klay Thompson. And they got to find their identity with this team and somehow mold that in with the culture that is so strong in the Warriors organization. So that's kind of my take on them. I love how Draymond and Steph are bringing in these young guys and indoctrinating them. I think James Wiseman has the most enviable position for any young guy in the NBA to be that talented and to be under a Hall of Fame coach and Steve Kerr, Hall of Fame players, and have direct leadership from these guys and still have the space and room to grow and make mistakes, but still have an ability to contribute at a high level. I mean, that's a dream. You look at a guy like Tony Parker, he had to sit for the first few years, in San Antonio's system. So it's interesting to see that James Wiseman gets to play and help this team get better and still get that learning and coaching. It's an amazing position.